who also 10 years ago came to this understanding that Jesus is not literal. And at first it did, you know, wreak some kind of havoc in me. I had to adjust. So I was there where you are. I've been through it. I've been through the Santa Jesus, you know, but it doesn't exist. And the real Jesus that does exist is the eternal one, which never becomes mundane and temporal. And you will discover that anyway.
Did you just accept it, or did it make you sort of, I don't know if angry is the word, but shocked that this person or was a person Jesus was, but it wasn't like that after all? Did it sort of upset you, or were you happier?
A bit of both. Despite that, though, I just said, well, it's the truth. It doesn't matter, you know. It is the truth. There is a bit of both. There's a bit of delusionment, and then there's a little bit of happiness and relief, because now you're a step closer to knowing the truth, which we need to know. Spiritually, we do. We need to know who God is. We need to know this. And we need to get to know God to be saved. So we do need this information, but it's been told to us and literalized and reduced to the absurdity of literalism, and hence blocking us from knowing the true spiritual nature of God.
It really is.
Yeah,
Everything is the other way round. Everything.
It's all upside down. It all is. It's so beautiful to see these great researchers in churches calling themselves you know, Christians. It's great. It's great, but it's the wrong kind. I'm just trying to help them to see that you're wrecking it for everybody and for yourself, because you need to know what Jesus really is, and really understand.
Sorry. Yeah, it should all just click and fall right into place. Once you see it, it should bang. There it is. No question. Just the whole puzzle comes together. And Santos, while you're here,
and you know,
I'd like to ask your permission. I'm trying to get things set up. I'd like to mirror your videos. Could I have permission to do that?
You mean from going from the right to the left?
No, like if I were to do live stream, I would show your videos in my live streams.
Yeah,
man.
Oh.
Yeah, for sure. Please do. Yeah. Show them from my YouTube channel, because it keeps the support comes back around, because there's a lot of channels out there that have got my stuff on there, right? A lot of channels, and that's good because it's free. But if you show them from Mr. Astro Theology and always watch my new releases from there rather than, you know, other people's channels, it supports me. And
yeah, directly from your channel. Yeah, directly from your channel.
Nice. Yeah, please do, man. It's not mine anymore. I've given it to everyone, so it's everyone's. And it was given to me. I'm just passing it on. So it ain't mine. Don't call it Santos's. You know, just say, here's a fellow researcher who's doing the same thing as I'm doing, and I'd like to show you his version and how he teaches it, and I'm going to teach you the same thing. Because you should be all able to teach what I'm teaching, the sine wave. You should all be able to do that. The more you do the sine wave every day, 10, 20 times, the more you will become totally an adept of the true science.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, but it doesn't take everyone. It takes someone, and you're someone, Santos. Sorry, it does.
Sure, some will be better musicians than others, of course. But then again, you know, that might be just the way of saying it. Unless you start doing it and embracing it and actually doing it, you know, when you go to have a coffee with your friend who doesn't know anything about astrotheology, you can say, look, here it is. This is the root of all of our churches. It's the root of astrology. Here's the sine wave. It goes like this. You fill out all these spaces, and then because they might be better than you, and within weeks you might have created another syncretist on the plane, which will help to awaken humanity, you know, and you might have even done the sine wave wrong and put the wrong signs in the wrong place, but that person might have just gone, oh yeah, enough information for you to have planted a seed for that person to water and for it to grow immensely. So never, just because you think, oh no, well, maybe just Santos knows how to teach it, we'll just only show his videos instead of me doing it. Yeah, have a go. You watch what happens. The moment you're stuck in it is the moment that you are required to and demanded to actually perform and fill in the gaps. And because necessity is the mother of all invention, you are on the spot now. You put yourself on the spot. You do it, and you'll see. You will do it. You'll fill in all the blanks. You'll remember them from my presentations.
Well, I'm sure sometimes it gets a bit much, doesn't it? And you probably think, oh, I can't do this anymore. But then you know, oh, but I have to. I have to do it.
It's duty. You do have that duty. Yeah. For me, it's mostly about duty. It is a pleasure to share this, but for me, there is a cloud of duty somehow. I don't understand. I've always had it ever since I was little, that I had to fulfill a duty, a very important duty, and to serve humanity. As I don't know, it's like a burden, and it has been a big task to uncover what I've uncovered. It hasn't been just like easy breezy reading. I've had to.
Santos, you told us off. You told us off. Not presenting it right.
Man, I've had to hit myself on the head to concentrate on some of the books that I was reading, because I'm reading a paragraph and nothing would sink in. You know, I've had to beat myself to actually read these books, because I knew no one else is going to do it, and they're not going to find it because they don't want to. I want to, and I'm doing it, and I will do it despite the many, tiresome hours and requiring sleep and not getting it, and hitting myself on the head to concentrate more and more to get through the darn book. So, you didn't have to sweat to get all that information.
Well, and you're doing it without complaining.
Yeah. Well, all people who do research just feel the same way sometimes. I totally get it. When I do some research, I have to go to a lot of pictures to actually find the right ones. I have to do a lot of research actually to get a good interpretation of an ancient site, to tell the story like it should be told, and not the made-up story about they tell you in all the books. So I understand it.
Great. Look, that's why I enjoy coming back to this group, guys, because I sense that in you, the open-mindedness is there, and you are also very, very embracive of the literalist Christians, and you really even do accept them, which is good. Continue doing so, please. I don't want my syncretism and my presentations through your channel to, define your channel. You are still the beautiful syncretist and allowing and forbearant people that will allow literalist church goers to come into your group and teach the flat earth truth. That's fine. That's all good. I wouldn't do it. And you see, that reflects on how you are syncretist by doing this. You see, but I have the research showing that I can help by shedding light on this literalist subject. So I've come into this group not wanting to change the group, but wanting to help everybody in the group, both the literalists and the transcendentalists, to all improve. We can all improve, because we need sometimes to play the moderators and check out where people are bringing in, erroneous, silly things that really they can't be verified. For instance, a lot of flat earthers say that Pythagoras is the first Freemason who taught the globe. No, he didn't. No, he was no globetard. He was a friend of Thales and Solon, who were flat earthers. Period. We don't have any writings of Pythagoras for a start, and it can't be verified. What the falsies, the jeZEUS, saying that he was the first. He spoke about the music of the spheres, but so did the astrologers and all the flat earthers. They are spheres, but not spherical. Spheres can be used in lateral ways, okay? Spheres of influence, sphere of, domain or whatever. So this is another thing where I will come in and moderate. I've tried as many times in my presentations to correct that, because you've got great people like Eric Dubai, Eric the Ball Breaker, who repeatedly puts that in his presentations. Well, it's totally erroneous. And another thing is he keeps blaming the Jews. Well, again, it's the Jesuits. The Jews don't do anything unless the Jesuits tell them to, okay? The Jewish mafia, that is. So he's got that wrong. So I'll come in and moderate. I'll moderate that and say, bullshit. Sorry, I'm pulling your panties down, Eric. You got great shit there, but those two things are wrong. Pythagoras was no baller, okay? He was no globetrot. He was the genius of all geniuses, definitely not a globetrot, definitely. And the Jews don't run everything, okay? Simple. The Jesuits run everything, once more, in all cap letters, everything. And the Jews and the Masons are their foot soldiers, as are the Knights of Malta, of Columbus, the Teutonic Malts, Knights, all of them. They all come under the Jesuits. Okay, so I go correcting things because I like doing it and I do it so well.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and it's not a circle either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a circle
So I
square.
think he kind of kicked me out of flat earth by banning me, by questioning, just suggesting a test, actual science, to figure out what happens in the south. Because there should be a south circle, something. That was the idea, but to actually see how it was, first idea for what the globe then should work. After that, I realized the actual flat and figured out how free energy, everything explained it through the hyperdimensional nature of this whole construct.
Yeah, because you see, again, this is people who will be, for some reason, hanging on to a line of thought. Sure, you can see that the Jews are in everything, but they get their orders from the Jesuits. And the Jesuits are conversos, maranos, you could call them, but conversos, which means they are crypto-Jews or Christian/Jews or some kind of a satanic Luciferian mishmash of demon worship. And they run everything bar none. Okay, so they will, they will do that, and this is where we have to moderate. So possibly a lot of people will dismiss me. That's fine. Possibly more people will say, well, good on you, Santos, kudos, you're on the right track, and that's fine too. But what will prevail, people, is the truth. So what we discover and we know better than other people, for instance, Ceres, you know better than Eric in that certain area. He kicked you out. Well, you still proclaim that because you've done the research. You have done the research. You have the right. Okay? And what will happen is either it is absolutely true what you're saying and all will know the truth because it will prevail, or you will go correcting that as we go correcting things, and that truth will be known. But ultimately, now is the age of truth. You can see it. The moment some reporter reports bullshit, it's called out on YouTube. So that's why they have to clamp down on YouTube with their new censorship and inquisition, right? Because the bullshit is getting called out so quickly. They say it, someone calls it out. Whereas 10, 20 years ago, they'd say the bullshit, people would sniff it, smells like bullshit, tastes like bullshit, sounds like it, and it takes them about 10 years to twig, but now, instantly, bullshit, 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 they can't get away with anything. They're trying all their desperate moves, weather warfare, terrorist.
Yes, Santos, can I say something?
Terror.
Santos, if they get us looking at the past, it's all depressing and depressions and wars and that. The future looks quite terrifying with HAARP and CERN and wars and what could happen to us. and then they're destroying the present, you know, families with this sort of subversion they've got going, and it's all to stop you being in the now. Flat Earth's about being in the now.
Exactly. Why? Why? Good question. Good point. Why is it that it brings us into the now? Because truth is in now time. Lies are in the past because they've got to cover up the lies of the past and the lies of the future. You can't lie about the now. So because we are inclined to truth, we're here at this hangout thinking, all right, well, maybe Santos has got another gem today, but if he has, I'm going to be around to listen and I'll be there. So you're faithfully there. I'm faithfully here with my part of the bargain. I said I'd be here. I said I'd have some goodies for you. You're there. You're listening. I can't do it without you because you put up the show. So everything's coming together in the now. It's like a synchronization of all of our truth-loving, truth-seeking, you know, answers. They're all coming together. And that's what the Flat Earth has done. It has created pools of intelligent beings coming together to celebrate truth in the now. That's why. The ones who don't like this, go on.
I'm sorry.
No.
I want to back up a little bit. I've been hearing that the Swiss run a lot of stuff, and who are the Swiss to the Jesuits? Are the Swiss actually the Jesuits?
Yeah. You've got to understand that Switzerland was created by the Knights Templar and by the elite families as a separate state, and so Switzerland means the sisters of Isis. Really, that's the translation. That in German, Schwester, or sœur, les sœurs d'Isis in French, or you can say in German, Schwester, but Schwesterland is the land of the sisters of Isis, which is a cult, a demonic cult of the Saturnian globies and their globalism. It's all Jesuits, yes. So they are the same thing. Jesuits are of Jewish and Christian mix.
Okay. I have a problem. I have a lot of problems with the satanic and Saturnian, because I'm a Capricorn, so I'm 10th house, and I get upset when I hear Satan, and I go, well, why does it have to be say 10? Why can't it be say 1 or say 2? And
well,
I
that's a good one. That's a good one, man. And being a Capricorn, you're more attuned to that darker side of nature because it's in the dark. It's the lower sign, and Saturn is dark, deep, dark. It's the sign of perfection, the number 10. So it's Saturn, but it's also Saturn, and Saturn is L. And he is El from Elohim. Elohim means to twist, the twisters and the turners. And his son Jupiter, is Tor. And he is also Thor. Thor of the Taurus field, the author and actor. So turning, twisting, Elohim. See, El, Lamed in Hebrew, becomes the glyph for Saturn in astrology. So he is El, the turner and the twister. And 10, Saturn, the mark of the beast, which is the 10ness of humanity, which is the perfect human number, whereas 12 is the perfect God number, spiritual number. It's a more spiritualized number. 10 is physicality. Okay, so you Capricorn, it's all about physical success and perfection in craft. Whereas Pisces is spiritual perfection. It's the sign of all the other signs. It collects them all. It embraces them all, and it swallows them all up into the 12. That's why Jesus says, become a fisher of men. Pisces.
If you take the TH for Saturn, and then the part of the H, bring the bottom part of that 2 line over, and make it look like a 4 on that glyph there. Yeah, bring that over to make that a little bit longer. No, I mean across. I meant across. I'm sorry. Horizontal. Yeah, I'd like that. And then the bottom of that 2, do the same thing.
Yeah.
Yep. To the right. More. Now draw a line. Yeah, but watch this. At the bottom of that 2, make another cross. It'll be a 4. You know what I'm saying? At the horizontal line.
Yeah.
Turn that into a 4. Now intersect it. Intersect. Yep. Just where you were.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Like
Draw a line straight down. Straight down. Draw a line straight down. That's
like
the
that?
throne. Yeah, that's the throne. That's what I see, the throne.
Yeah, we see. This is what the cross is all about. It's about the number 4. That's why they put it in all of the glyphs. Mercury, cross. Venus, cross. Jupiter, cross. Because it's what? It's the cross of the ecliptic against either the horizon or the midheaven or the descendant. It's dealing with the ecliptic. It's all astrology. All numbers come from it, all glyphs, all letters.
Okay.
Alrighty, guys. Great hangout. Thank you. And I'll definitely come back another time.
Santos, you know what we have to do? I have to do it. I have to do it in a different way because I have to speak on my phone and come through the computer. So if I just unpresent you, because we have to give you a flat earth hug, as many people who can show themselves, and give Santos a flat earth hug.
Big hug.
Big hug. Yeah.
Big hugs.
We love you, Santos.
We love you, Santos.
Cheers, Santos.
Thank you. Love you too, guys.
See you soon, Santos.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Push back.
Thank you. Whoa. What do we say now?
Speechless. What can you say?
Yeah.
Let's digest something first.
Oh yeah, for sure. There you can probably end the hangout almost.
Yeah, I think we do. We've been going for nearly 4 hours, and what can we add to that? Thank you to everybody for watching. Thank you to everybody who came on the panel, was on the panel, is on the panel. Thank you, Santos. Yeah, and we do love him. Anyway, thanks very much. We're back on Sunday. So, oh no, it's Thursday. Is it Thursday today? Then we're back tomorrow with Marlena. Marlena, the Red Indian from the Micmac tribe. Anyway, see you tomorrow.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Until the time.
Yes.
Bye.